We're here this evening to celebrate Steve Klepfer and to celebrate all of you who have been so generous in making this park a reality.
It's one thing to dream, but it's another thing to make it come true. And Steve makes things come true. He started, a long time ago on the Blue Hole Park. I mean, once the city was created in 2000, he ran for the council and was elected. First park land was purchased, and he was thinking about this property. And in 2003, in one of the first months of his mayoralty, he said to me, I had just been elected to the council, I want to find somebody who will buy that property and preserve it for the city while we raise the money. And I said, oh, well, okay. Well, as it turned out, that became a reality. Steve met with Peter. Peter said, we'll do it. And they did it. And it was an amazing thing. Then the other amazing thing was, with the help of people like Will Conley, we raised the money to pay Peter back in less than 2 years. Actually, I think Peter was surprised. And that was, again, we made it real. We created, through Steve's leadership, Friends of Blue Hole, because he knew we needed a 501c3, even though we had a city that was working for grants and trying to raise money. And certainly he was right about that, and Friends of Blue Hole is a reality. He decided that we needed to have a master plan because we weren't going to be able to raise money properly or really do what we needed to do right with this property if we didn't have a master plan. Friends of Blue Hole raised the money, city kicked in a little bit, we had a master plan, and we had a great group of 24 people that spent over a year working with the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center. And Steve's interests have gone beyond Friends of Blue Hole and beyond the city, and they've gone into getting deeply involved and knowledgeable about land use planning. He's always been interested in water issues. He's spent a lot of time working for the major issues that need to be worked on in this community. And so I look upon this Friends of Blue Hole Award not just as thank you for being the executive director, but thank you for over a decade of service to Wimberley.
Well, this completely is a community project. I'm very happy to accept an award tonight and to help us move forward. But this is a community project, and the story goes something like this. There was about 6 meetings in a row with the developer who was going to turn this into a housing development. And at one of the last meetings before that deal was going to consummate itself, the plans were 350 houses, a lodge right behind you, and the park being private. And I said to myself, I can remember it like it was yesterday, I said to myself, we're better than that. And I didn't mean me, and I certainly didn't mean the city council. I meant as a community, we're better than that. And that was the moment where I said we have got to attempt. If we don't make it, we don't make it. But we have to attempt to see what we can do for this Texas treasure to be in public hands forever. And most of you know me well enough that you know I'm not going to let this opportunity go by without saying something else. And that is, we're better than what we're doing on water and this creek, protecting this creek. We're better than that. We've got to move forward. We are better than having bacterial levels in that creek that are 3 to 7 times the legal swimmable limit and not do anything about it. We're better than that. We really are. We're better than having a plan to make this park completely water sustainable, completely off the aquifer, and not getting it done. and we need to not let people get in our way while we try to get that done. We are better than ending up in a court of law spending untold hundreds of thousands of dollars fighting lawsuits for not taking 100, 200 septic systems sitting on 150 precious acres around this creek offline. And that's where we're going to go, and we're going to lose because what we're doing is indefensible. And at the end of the day, some judge is going to tell us to build a central sewer system. We're right there, and we're better than not letting this opportunity go. It's time for us to take that step. We have preserved this land. Now we need to preserve the creek itself. We need to quit pumping this aquifer until we have so many straws in it. So a hydrologist told me a while back, said, well, you're going to be, I said, when are we going to run out of drinking water? And he said, well, I don't know, but you're not going to have any water in that creek for about 20 years before you run out of drinking water. And so that's what we're talking about. We're talking about what this community is and whether or not we're going to have surface water. And this is an opportunity for us to move forward. We're at a very important place, both in terms of not pumping the aquifer and also protecting from the pollution. The city has worked incredibly hard at bringing and moving forward on a central sewer system. You know, and I am very pleased to tell you that they're working hard at it. But it is time for them to get some help. They're up against some naysayers, they're up against people that think small, that don't have the vision. They're up against people who, frankly, they're looking for a sewer fairy. They want somebody to come in and with their wand say, okay, you can flush, you can flush, you can flush, and it's free for everybody. And that's not the way this is going to work. This community is going to have to step up, figure out how to get this done. The city has a really good plan. It's been well vetted. They voted on it 4 times and passed it 4 times, but yet they still, the money's sitting there waiting for us. Yep, they still can't take that step. And so I'm going to challenge you all tonight because I do like to look forward. I appreciate the looking back, and this is a very special moment for me. But I'm going to challenge you tonight to take a little of the vision lesson, get on the phone, talk to your elected officials, tell them that it's important to you, tell them you're going to vote the issue, support those organizations that are in there day in, day out, going to the meetings that you can't make, showing up, voicing their concerns, because as we've shown with this park, we are in fact better than that. Thank you.